So from the last class, we've seen a glimpse of the topic, the living world, or the diversity of the living world. Now in this session, we're going to be discussing about the kind of questions that you can be expecting in NEET perspective, and the questions that I'm going to discuss right now are from the previous year question papers. Let's start with the easiest one and let's get on to the trickier ones later. So the first question being Linnaeus is, remember I talked about Linnaeus. So what is Linnaeus actually credited with? What is he called? Is he the father of taxonomy? Is he the father of binomial nomenclature? Is he involved in trinomial nomenclature? Or is he a scientist who named and identified plants? So what do you think is the right answer? Yeah, father of taxonomy. Linnaeus is father of taxonomy. Now to the next question. This has appeared in many years, okay, over time, so you can actually in some form or the other expect this kind of a question. What is the correct order of hierarchy in taxonomy? Now I told you, remember in the last class we discussed the hierarchy of classification or the taxa of classification. Okay, so what is the order of hierarchy of classification? Is it phylum to species to class to genus, or from kingdom to phylum to class to species, or is it from phylum to class to order to family, or is it from kingdom to class to order to species? So which do you think is the right answer among these? If you said C, it is the right answer. Remember I told you, keep pots clean otherwise family gets sick. So phylum, class, order and family. Okay, this being the proper hierarchical order. Okay, it is very important that you remember this order, okay, always, because in some form or the other a question from this is going to arise in the question papers. In maybe not like this, maybe they will never start from kingdom, okay, because it makes things easier, right? They'll give you somewhere from the middle, or maybe they'll start from class, or maybe they will say what is the ascending order. They'll start from species and ask you till the kingdom. So somehow or the other, even if the reverse order is carried out, you can expect this sort of a question. Now to the next question. Okay, there are 4 options given to you. Now my question is those 4 things, okay, the names, the binomial nomenclature of 4 different animals or plants that I'm going to be writing on the board. Okay, you need to identify which of the options that are given has the correct form of writing, okay, the correct epithet of writing the binomial nomenclature. Remember, you need to recall the rules, okay, of writing a name, the binomial nomenclature of an animal or a plant. Okay, now I will write 4 names on the board for you, so you're going to locate which one is the correct answer, okay, not the wrong answer. This is how they can also trick you in the examination, because you will probably not read something that has been marked wrong or something that has not been marked right, or you may think, why is everything wrong here? Because you do not know the binomial nomenclature of certain common things. Okay, so pay close attention while I'm writing the options for you. So out of these, which do you think has been written properly? Which is the actual example of how to be representing a binomial nomenclature? Is it Musca Domestica? Is it Homo sapiens? Is it Mangifera mangifera? Or is it Naja naja? Well, if your answer is B, then you're absolutely right. Okay, Homo sapiens, that is us. Okay, only this has been represented correctly in the 4 options that I've already given you. Let's discuss why this is the right one and these are not the right ones. Musca Domestica. Okay, as you may remember from my previous class, Musca Domestica is the housefly. The name is correct. Musca is beginning with a capital M, the generic name. The Domestica, which is the species name, is beginning with a small letter. So what's the problem with this option? Yes, it lacks an underline. I told you, the generic and the specific epithet need to be underlined whenever written on the board. Okay, so this is therefore the wrong answer. Now, Homo sapiens is perfect in all sense, beginning with a capital H, the generic name, starting with a small letter, the specific name, and C, Mangifera mangifera. Why is it wrong? This is beginning with a capital M, this is a small m, both have been underlined. Remember, I told you plants cannot have the same generic and the specific names. As you may remember, Mangifera indica is the name of the mango plant, okay, not Mangifera mangifera. No plant will have same generic and specific names, which is why this is the wrong answer. Coming to the last one, Nacha nacha. Now this is easy enough, I suppose. By the way, Naja naja is the cobra. Okay, the cobra, not the king cobra, just the cobra, the commonly found brown cobra that we see, that is Naja naja. So what's wrong with this one? As I have explained from all of this, you may have already pointed it out. The Naja, this is beginning with a small n. The generic epithet is beginning with a small letter, which is why this is also the wrong answer. Okay. Now to the next question. What is species? See, this also I have discussed in the last class, the definition of species. Okay, it might sound like a very easy definition to be remembering, but trust me, once you see the options, that will not be the case. Is species unit of evolution? Something that describes evolution? Something that involves history of evolution? Or is it not related to evolution at all? So, which do you think is the right answer? As you may recall from the previous class, species is the unit of evolution. I told you species or speciation is one of the forces primarily responsible for evolution. Okay, there are so many animals that are related to us till the genus. Okay, but this is where we are different species. This is where we are drastically different from one another. Okay, the species, unit of evolution. This is the actual definition of species. The rest are they are made up options, okay? But once you see the word evolution everywhere, it may throw you off, or you have not understood the question, or you have not read the question properly. This is where they can throw you off ground, okay? So be very careful when you're reading the questions. It is important that you read the questions. See, these are all easy questions, okay? Even if they sort of fall in the tricky category, because see, the options, look at the question. Okay, this is an easy enough concept, but it may be confusing to so many of us because we see the word evolution everywhere. Without thinking, you choose a random option hoping it might be right. That is not going to work. So you are not going to leave out any concept thinking it is too simple for you to study. Okay, because often the simplest concepts are also the trickiest ones to be remembered. You may build up on a lot of things, you may have known a lot of complicated things. It is also